name's Alex, and welcome to Odd Cylinders. And this is Odd Cylinders Garage. Garage number one, small garage. This is a driver's garage where I keep things that are ready to go. So, 1983 Audi Quattro. Big turbo. Lots of goodies. Do a full feature on that. Standalone video. Ducati Monster S2R 800. 1985 4000 Quattro. 2003 Audi S8. Let's go over to the real cool place. This is just the small place. Now this is where the magic happens. But hiding over here, 1992 Porsche 968, getting a 07 K-swap. So, in here, this is the main workshop. Just finished cleaning it up pretty much today. Moved in just about a year ago and slowly been progressing to make it usable. Two-post lift. Fortunately, rafters right in the way, but it gets good enough. About 4 feet underneath. Lots of tools, organization, spare engines. I have too much stuff. 07K there. Mismatch of toolboxes, welder, powder coating oven, and a lathe. And welcome to Odd Cylinders, where I like odd cars and cars with odd number of cylinders, like Audi 5 cylinders. As you can tell, I like a few things Audi. I've been driving old Audis since about 2005, I think is when I bought my very first one, and here I am 15 years later, and I've owned, I think, now 14 out of 30 cars or so. So I hope to document, share the life of Audi 5 cylinders, old Audis, anything with 5 cylinders or odd numbers of other cylinders, 3 cylinders, 7 if there's a thing, I don't know a thing. And then just other odd cars that you don't see very often. So I hope you enjoy. So, a little about me and my background. So, I didn't start out with Audis. My very first car was a 1991 Ford Escort LX. The 1.9 liter with 88 horsepower, which I ended up doing a DIY turbo kit in high school. And yeah, that I don't think I ever saw more than like 2 pounds of boost due to all kinds of issues. But I didn't grow up like around cars. My parents had cars, and the only way I really got into cars was my dad would fix his own, but it was always, just simple things like brake jobs and stuff, but I'd always be by his side watching, and just kind of that general curiosity I had from as young as I can remember just made me really interested in mechanical things. So even before cars, as a kid, I would take apart toys and try and put them back together. Or, Legos, I'd follow the instructions once and build it and then take it down and try and build my own thing out of whatever it came. And so just years of growing up with a curiosity towards mechanics led me to get into cars. Buying a car before I even had a driver's license. I bought a car from my guitar teacher when I was 15 for my 91 Escort. I think I paid $250, which for a running driving car, I think I had to do a brake job. But I drove that car without much into it besides tires, I think, for several years. Um, so I got into that, and then just my general inquisition in mechanics got me into going to school for engineering, and just bought and sold several cars throughout college and got into car clubs. And so in 2005, I think my freshman year or my very senior year of high school, after I'd kind of screwed up my turbo Escort and realized I did not make it into a very worthy daily driver. I needed something else. So I stumbled across a 1987 Audi Coupe GT. Not a special build. It was tornado pink, faded, single stage red. Had been in an accident or something. One of the doors and one of the fenders was black. The thing had cloth rear seats with leather front seats. But, it was a 5-speed and it was a 5-cylinder. And as soon as I drove that car, the sound that it made, it just stuck with me and it became intoxicating. And 15 years later, here I am. And I love 5-cylinders. And I hope you do too. So with all of the simple mechanics tasks that my dad taught me growing up, doing brake jobs, I don't know if I really learned all that much more than that. Spark plugs, tune up stuff. I wanted to learn more. So, just my general curiosity, going to school as an engineering student, or even before that. So I guess in high school when I started to turbocharge my Ford Escort, I knew nothing about that. So I just started researching. I got on the internet and I read for hours at a time. And it's something I still do. I constantly read and search, go through old forums, and there's just a whole bunch of information out there. And the internet has taught me everything I know about cars, pretty much. That and just taking things apart and going and doing it. That's probably the best way to learn. Sure, you'll certainly screw up, but for the most part, it's not going to be that expensive. You'll be able to figure it out. So long as you don't start learning on a 964 Porsche or something, you'll be fine if you screw up your 1991 Ford Escort. So as I learned to do simple maintenance and then started researching how to turbocharge a car and all the parts you need and fuel system, ignition system, intercooler piping, modifying the ECU or tuning the ECU. Just as I learned about all the different things I needed to do to really modify and tune a car, I just wanted to learn how to do it. Part of that was just I didn't have any money, so I didn't really have an option. If I wanted to modify my car, I had to do it myself because I couldn't afford to pay anybody else to do it. So I just always wanted to learn how to do everything. And throughout the years, over the last 15 years, I've learned how to do as much as I can and collect all the tools and find a garage big enough. That's certainly been a challenge. Thankfully, I have a very understanding wife who, when we were shopping for our first house last year, she allowed me to set some garage standards. So, as you'll see in the garage, I have a lot of stuff. And it's pretty much all just because I want to learn how to do everything. And I want to be able to build a car from scratch in my own garage, because there's nothing more satisfying than that. So I invite you to follow me along in that journey. I've built quite a few cars so far, but I'm always building more. So I wanted to start this channel years ago, but I'm always busy because I'm always working in the garage. I have, as my wife says, way too many hobbies. It's not just cars. It's I play guitar, I do photography, doing video, I have 2 dogs, I have a house. But I'm going to make time, and I'm going to welcome you to jump right in and catch up to where I'm at right now on all of my fun projects. So that's the garage, the cars, the projects, and this is my channel. I'd like to welcome you, and I hope you subscribe and follow, because I think I've got some cool stuff to share. And speaking of, let's roll a little montage of some of my old cars. You might recognize a few. And thank you. See you around.